Hello students, welcome to Warangal Urban video lessons. In this lesson we have to learn about irrational numbers. In our first video we learned about rational numbers, how to locate rational numbers on number line and how to convert rational numbers into decimals and decimals into rational numbers. In this video we have to learn about irrational numbers, how to locate irrational numbers on number line and also how to find out the value of irrational numbers. So let's get into the lesson. Already you know about rational numbers. In our previous class we learned about rational numbers. So here is a game for you. Tell which is rational number. This box is for rational numbers and this box is not a rational number. You have to write rational numbers in first box, not a rational numbers in second box. So here minus 2. Minus 2 is a rational numbers. We can write minus 2 in the form of p by q. Minus 2 by 1. Here 100 by 1. These are rational numbers. So here square root of 2. So here 2 is not a perfect square. So square root of 2 is not a rational number. Square root of 8 also not a rational number. Now 5 by 3 is clearly in the form of p by q. So it is a rational number. Now square root of 4. 4 is a perfect square. 4 is equal to 2 square. So therefore square root of 4 is a rational number. Square root of 129, it is not a rational number. Now minus 27 by 5. So minus 27 by 5 is a rational number because it is in the form of p by q. Now pi. Pi is not a rational number. So here we have rational numbers. You know about rational numbers, but you don't know about not a rational number. So these numbers are called irrational numbers. The numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, are called irrational numbers. It is quite opposite to the rational numbers. Irrational numbers are denoted by q dash. Some examples for irrational numbers. So here is set 1. So in the set 1 the decimals are non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So non-repeating, non-decimals are called irrational numbers. In set 2 we have square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 6 and pi like numbers. Okay, these numbers also irrational numbers. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimals are irrational numbers. So how to find the value of square root of 2? So it is by long division method. So here first you have to place decimal after given square root. Then after decimal point write zeros. Group 0 in pairs and put a bar over them. Then follow the method to find the square root of perfect square. We have some rules to do long division. You have to follow that methods to do long division. So here 2 is dividend. We have to pair zeros and put a bar over them. So here is first rule. The first rule is divisor and quotient must be same. So here divisor 1 and the quotient is 1. 1 into 1. 1 1 ja 1. So that is less than the dividend. If we take 2, 2 as divisor, 2 as quotient, 2 into 2 is equal to 4. It is greater than the dividend. We have to take only one as divisor, one as quotient. So these two numbers must be same. 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So after subtracting we get 1. By taking 2 zeros, the number became 100. And the second rule in the long division is we have to add divisor and quotient. Here divisor 1, quotient 1, 1 plus 1, 2. And the third rule is when you take a number in quotient, you have to write beside the divisor also. Here by taking 4 as quotient, we have to write 4 beside the divisor. So the new divisor is now 24. 24 into 4 is equal to 96. After subtracting we get 4. By taking 2 zeros, 400. Now the rules are same in each step. So we have to add quotient to divisor. 24 plus 4 is equal to 28. By taking 1 as quotient, then divisor become 281. 281 into 1 is equal to 81. After subtracting we get 119. By taking 2 zeros, 11,900. So by following the rules of long division, now divisor became 2824 after taking 4 as quotient. So now multiplying divisor into 4 we get 11,296. After subtracting we get the number 604. Now by taking 2 zeros, the number became 60,400. So adding quotient to the divisor, then 28 is the quotient. By taking 2 as quotient, the divisor became 28,282. Now after multiplying and subtracting we get 3,836. By taking 2 zeros, now the dividend became 3,83,600. So after following the rules of long division, the divisor is 2,82,841. So after subtracting we get remainder as 1,0759. So here we conclude the division because this division is non-terminating. So here we have to write the quotient of square root of 2. Square root of 2 is equal to 1.41421, so on. This is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. We already know non-terminating, non-repeating decimals are irrational numbers. Now find the value of square root of 3 by long division method. We have to follow the rules of long division. Here you have to take 3 as a dividend, 3.000000. Here you have to take same numbers in divisor place and also quotient place. So 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So don't take 2 because 2 into 2 is equal to 4, that is greater than the dividend. So after subtracting you get 2. By taking 2 zeros, 200. So and the second rule in the long division is you have to add divisor and quotient. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. By taking 7 as quotient part, now we have to write that quotient beside the divisor. The new divisor is now 27. 27 into 7 is equal to 189. Subtracting we get 11. By taking 2 zeros, that is 1100. Again you have to add quotient to divisor. Now the divisor is 34. By taking 3 as quotient, the divisor is 343. 343 into 3 is equal to 1029. After subtracting we get 7100 by taking 2 zeros. Now the new divisor is by long division rules and quotient 2, it is 3462 into 2 is equal to 6924. By subtracting you get 176. By taking 2 zeros, that is 17,600. So the new divisor is 34,640 because here we are taking 0 as quotient. So after subtracting you get the same 17,600. By taking two zeros, it become 17,60,000. So the new divisor is 3,46,205. So after subtracting, we get remainder as 22,370. We conclude this division here because this is a non-terminating decimal. So square root of 3 is equal to 1.73205, so on. That means it is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Here is another example. Find the value of square root of 5 by long division method. Already you know the rules of long division. First you have to write 5.0000 as dividend. You have to put bars on the pairs of zeros. Now take divisor and quotient as same number. So here you have to take 2 because 2 as divisor, 2 as quotient. 2 into 2 is equal to 4. If you take 3 into 3 is equal to 9. So that is greater than the dividend. So you have to take 2 into 2, that is 4. After subtracting, you get 1. By taking two zeros, that is 100. Now you have to second rule, that is add divisor and quotient. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. By taking quotient as 2, you have to put 2 beside the divisor. Now the new divisor is 42. 42 into 2 is equal to 84. After subtracting, you get 1600. Now the new divisor is by long division rules and also quotient 3. The new divisor is 443. 443 into 3 is equal to 1329. After subtracting, you get 271. By taking two zeros, that number become 27,100. Now the new divisor is 4,466. Multiplying by 6, the number is 26,796. After subtracting, you get 304. By taking two zeros, the number become 30,400. Now the new divisor is 44,720. That means here the quotient is 0. So here after subtracting, we get the same number, 30,400. By taking two zeros, the number become 30,40,000. So here the divisor 4,47,206. So into 6 is equal to 26,73,236. So the remainder is 3,66,764. So we conclude the division here because this is a non-terminating decimal. So and also the quotient is non-terminating and also non-repeating. Square root of 5 is equal to 2.23606, so on. So like this you have to do some more square root of numbers. So do yourself, find the value of square root of 6 by long division and also find the value of square root of 7 by long division. Find the value of root 8. Okay, this is by long division. So after getting the quotients of these quotients, you have to write, you have to fill this table. Okay, this table contains square root of 1 to 9. Already we know the answers or values of the square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. So after do yourself, you have to write the answers. So square root of 1 is equal to 1. You know very well 1 is a perfect square. So square root of 1 is equal to 1. 1 means 1 square and square root get cancelled and answer is 1. Square root of 2, already we done the long division method for finding square root of 2. Here 1.412135623731, so on. That means it is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Square root of 3 also non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Here square root of 4 is equal to 2. That means 4 is a perfect square here. So square root of 4 means 4 is a perfect square. That means square root of 2 square. So here square root, square cancelled. So the answer is 2. 2 is a rational number. Already we done how to find the square root of 5 by long division. So here is the answer. So you have to write square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8. And square root of 9 is equal to 3 because 9 means 3 squares. Square and square root gets cancelled. We may find answer 3. So that is a rational number. That means square root of 1, square root of 4, square root of 9 are rational numbers and the rest are irrational number because square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8 are non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So they are irrational numbers. In 5th century BC, the Pythagoreans in Greece, the followers are the famous mathematician and the philosopher Pythagoras, were the first to discover the numbers which are not rationals. These numbers are called irrational numbers. So, which are not rationals are called irrational numbers. The Pythagoreans proved that square root of 2 is irrational number. There is a reference of irrationals in calculation of square root in Sulabh Sutra. This is ancient book of India. So this is about 800 BC. So if n is a natural number other than a perfect square, then square root of n is an irrational number. Now representing irrational numbers on number line. Before representing irrational numbers, you have to know about right triangle. Already you know very well about right triangle. Once again remember, if one angle is 90 degrees, then the triangle is called right angled triangle or right triangle. So here in triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degrees. That means right angle. So this triangle is right angled triangle. So every triangle has 3 sides. So that means the longest side in right triangle is called hypotenuse. In a right triangle by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square. Hypotenuse is longest side in the right triangle. So that means in triangle ABC, AC is hypotenuse and the AB and BC are the 2 other sides. So one side is horizontal side and the other side is vertical side. AB is horizontal and BC is vertical. How to locate square root of 2 on number line? So locate square root of 2 on number line. First we have to construct a right triangle. So in a right triangle we have hypotenuse. So here consider square root of 2 is hypotenuse. Find other 2 sides with the help of Pythagoras theorem. In a right triangle by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square. Here hypotenuse is square root of 2. So then we have to assume another 2 sides. So here if we take one side is 1 unit, another side is 1 unit, the equation balanced. So here square root of 2 whole square is equal to 2. Square and square root cancelled, LHS 2. And the right hand side we have 1 square plus 1 square. That means 1 plus 1, that is also 2. So the equation balanced. So here we have to take hypotenuse as square root of 2 and the horizontal side is 1 unit and the vertical side also 1 unit. With these measurements we have to locate square root of 2 on that number line. So here hypotenuse is equal to root 2 units, horizontal side is 1 unit, vertical side is 1 unit. To locate square root of 2, first we have to draw a number line. So here we have to take only positive side of the number line, because here the given irrational number is positive. Then we have to divide the number line into equal parts and write positive numbers from 0. Here horizontal side is 1 unit. We have to draw a horizontal line from 0 to 1. So at 1 we have to draw vertical side. So here we have to take vertical side as 1 unit. So now we have to draw a hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse is about square root of 2 unit by Pythagoras theorem. Now take a compass into your hand and draw an arc with the radius root 2 and center as 0. So this arc intersects the number line at a point. Now draw a line from 0 to this intersect point. It is also has square root of 2 units length, because hypotenuse is square root of 2. It is a radius. So here is another question. So here we have to locate square root of 5 on number line. So for that purpose, first you have to construct a right angle triangle and consider square root of 5 as hypotenuse. By Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square. So here hypotenuse is root 5 units. So root 5 units whole square is equal to, on LHS we get 5. So by taking one side is 2 units, another side is 1 unit, we get RHS also 5. So 2 square is equal to 4, 1 square is equal to 1, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So therefore hypotenuse is root 5 units, horizontal side is 2 units and the vertical side is 1 unit. Draw a number line with the use of ruler. Take only positive side of the number line. So by dividing the number line into equal parts, you have to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Then draw a horizontal line of 2 units from 0 to 1. So this is about 2 units. Now draw a vertical line on 2 with the use of set square or protractor. So then take 1 unit of length on vertical line. So this is vertical side of our right triangle. Then draw a hypotenuse by joining these two sides of 2 unit and 1 unit. So the hypotenuse is about root 5 units. So here AB is equal to root 5 units. Now with the use of compass, you have to draw an arc with the radius AB root 5 centimeters and center as 0 or A here. So here now join A B1. So A B1 also root 5 units of length, because it is the radius of the arc. So now another example, how to locate square root of 8 on number line. Here also first you have to construct a right triangle by considering root 8 as hypotenuse. So by Pythagoras theorem, in a right angled triangle, hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square. So here hypotenuse is root 8. By taking square of this hypotenuse root 8, we get 8 on LHS, and one side is 2 units and other side is also 2 units. So we get 8 on RHS. So the equation is balanced. So hypotenuse is square root of 8 units, horizontal side is 2 units and the vertical side also 2 units. And first you have to take a positive number line, integers 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, root 8 whole square is equal to 2 square plus 2 square. That means 8 is equal to 8. So here we have to take 2 units on number line horizontally and then take 2 units vertically on number line. Then we have to draw an arc with the use of compass from 0 to the end of the vertical line. So here this hypotenuse shows root 8. So we have to draw an arc to on number line. So now another example, how to locate square root of 3 on number line. So here also you have to construct a right triangle and consider root 3 as hypotenuse in a right angle triangle. By Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square. So here hypotenuse square root of 3 and one side is root 2 units and other side is 1 unit. So here horizontal side is square root of 2 units. That means first you have to construct square root of 2 on number line, then on square root of 2 hypotenuse you have to take a vertical side of 1 unit. First you have to draw a number line and write positive numbers from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So to construct a right triangle with hypotenuse square root of 2, take horizontal side as 1 unit and also vertical side as 1 unit. Now draw hypotenuse about square root of 2 units. So on this square root of 2, again we have to draw a vertical line. So here no need to draw an arc about square root of 2. So if you want, draw an arc about square root of 2. The green color hypotenuse is about square root of 3 units. Now take a compass and from C, A as the center and AC as radius, you have to draw an arc. So this arc intersects the number line at C1. So draw a line A, C1. It is about root 3 units length. So now another segment, that is real numbers. The collection of all rational numbers and irrational numbers is called real numbers. That means natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational and irrational numbers all together called real numbers. Real numbers are denoted by R. Real numbers cover all the points on the number line. Every real number is represented by a unique point on the number line. Every point on the number line represent a unique real number. It is the converse of the previous statement. So now the question is, find any two irrational numbers between 2 by 5 and 4 by 3. So here by dividing 2 and 5 we get 0.4, and also 4 by 3 is equal to 1.333, so on. So by observing these two decimal forms, at the decimal form we can write many non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Like one number is 0.56785328 so on. Another number is 1.1654854658 so on. You can write many numbers between these two decimal forms. So another question is find an irrational number between 4 and 5. So here if a and b are two positive rational numbers such that a into b is not a perfect square of a rational number, then square root of ab is an irrational number lying between a and b. So here if we take the product of the given numbers, if it is not a perfect square, then square root of the product is an irrational number. So an irrational number between 4 and 5 is square root of 4 into 5, that means square root of a into b. So here square root of 4 is equal to 2, we know very well, and root 5. So therefore the answer is 2 root 5. So here do yourself these questions. Number 1, give 5 examples for rational numbers and irrational numbers. Number 2, locate square root of 10 on number line. And the third question is find the value of root 7 up to 6 decimal places by long division method. And the fourth question is find at least 2 irrational numbers between 2 and 3. And the fifth question is find an irrational number between 5 by 7 and 7 by 9. And also try out exercise 1.2 in chapter real numbers of your text book, that is page number 14. All the best. That's all for this video. I hope you understood about irrational numbers. We will meet you again. Bye bye.